Quick explanation before I begin. This is what essentially constitutes as a review on this channel. I have a bit of a problem with how the majority of people make and write reviews. The traditional something out of 10 isn't very accurate. People have different likes and dislikes. A score doesn't do a good job of accurately explaining how good a game actually is. So I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm just going to show you what I found fun about the game, and what I did not find fun about the game. Simple as that. And after you've seen that, you can decide for yourself if you agree. And to further solidify my points, I recorded myself live for the first 6 or so hours of experience with the game, so you can see my raw reaction to everything the game has to offer. So with that said, let's start the video. Evolve is a 4 vs 1 competitive shooter. 4 people playing as different classes of human hunters against a single person who's controlling one of 3 powerful monsters. The hunter's goal is to track, trap, and kill the monster, while the monster is trying to kill and eat prey to grow stronger, evolve, and kill the hunters. The main appeal of this game, by far, is getting to play as a giant monster, as it's basically a playable boss fight, and that's the first thing I did. Oh, hell yes. Oh, I've wanted to play this game for so long. How do I eat? No. No. That looks painful. Would you stop that? Oh, come on. Playing as the monster is incredibly satisfying. After fighting bosses in video games for so many years, it is so satisfying to actually control one. The monsters control very well. Every attack and hit you make carries a feeling of strength and power behind it. You really feel like you are a force to be reckoned with. No. So tasty. All monsters have the ability to melee attack, climb just about anything, and smell to sense where the hunters are. But that's where the similarities end. Each monster has completely different stats and moves. Goliath is the toughest of the 3 monsters, a giant brute that gets up close and personal with the hunters. It traverses the map by leaping great distances, which you can also use to do a powerful jump attack. Goliath can throw rocks. Come on, hit him. Oh! Oh! Did you see that? Of course you saw it, you're watching me. That was awesome! Breathe fire. Burn. Charge down foes. Into a flying body slam that is so satisfying to use. That was too far. Out of the 3 monsters, I think I have the most fun playing as Goliath. Beating the shit out of hunters with him gives you a feeling of primal power, like you have the ability to destroy anything you want. I'm also the worst with him, because I'm normally so focused on fighting the hunters that I forget to watch my health bar and end up dying. No, I'm gonna lose. I'm dead. I'm dead. The second monster, Kraken, traverses the map by flying through the skies. Kraken doesn't have as much health or armor as Goliath, but it makes up for it with its abilities. Kraken is a ranged lightning mage. You can throw projectiles while flying, call down thunder. Hello, Hank. Time to take a lightning strike to the face. Blind hit! Oh! Oh! Couldn't even see where he was. Still hit him. Lay electric mines. Throw a vortex of energy, and it's gonna be epic. Die! Yeah! Or create a giant electric shockwave. Oh, I might win this right now. I don't find Kraken quite as fun as Goliath, but I do think he's the monster I'm best with. Once you get the hang of his lightning blast, you can destroy enemy hunters with ease. And I feel like he's the best pick in the majority of the game modes, but I'll talk about those later. The third monster, Wraith, is the frailest monster by far, having the lowest health and armor. This doesn't matter though, because she is completely and utterly broken. Wraith can quickly warp around the map, making it very hard for the hunters to catch up with her, and when they do, She can create a decoy of herself to attack the hunters that allows her to slip away. Let's send a decoy that way. Hide right here. So they walk straight past me. Oh my gosh, is this working? This is totally working. Oh my gosh, that worked! Making it very difficult to pin her down until she wants to fight you. And when she does, she can zoom into the center of your group, explode, and then go into a frenzy that's nearly impossible to survive. Crap. I have been hit with a tracking dart. Oh yes, yes! Supernova! Yeah! I'm slowed, but... Did I get him? Oh, I almost got him. Oh yeah! That was awesome! And if anybody happens to survive, she'll abduct them before they can get away. Oh, midair. Did I kill him? Boom. She's very fun to play as. It is very enjoyable to mess with people's heads with the decoys, but I almost feel bad playing as her because I consider her to be a little overpowered. You start out with only Goliath, but can unlock the other monsters by playing a few games, which thankfully doesn't take too long, giving you just enough time to really get a feel for one monster before allowing you to try the next. Each of these monsters plays completely differently, and I found myself cycling between them, trying out different strategies every time. At first as Goliath, I was a little nervous, skilling Rock Throw and Fire Breath, trying to space out and kill the hunters from a distance. But as I played more, I started preferring Leap Smash and Charge, which combo into each other quite nicely, and gave you more options when trying to escape the hunters. But wait, the monsters are only 1/5 of the players in the field. What about the other 4? Well, surprisingly, the hunters are also pretty fun to play as. Not as much as the monsters, but enough that I had no desire to leave the game if I ended up playing as the hunter. There are 4 different classes of hunters. The Trapper, whose job is to track and trap the monster. The Medic, whose job is to heal the other hunters. The Support, who is the most versatile class, assisting the other hunters in whatever way they can. And the Assault, whose job is to kill the monster. Personally, I enjoy the Support most, followed by the Medic, then the Trapper, and last the Assault. But that's a preference that will vary from person to person. There are 3 different hunters for each class, and they all play pretty differently. For example, for the supports, you start out with Hank, who is armed with a laser cutter, which does decent damage, a personal shield that protects other hunters from damage, and the orbital barrage, which does massive damage if you time and position it correctly. But plays Hank for a little bit, and you unlock Bucket, a robot that shoots guided rockets, places sentry turrets, and can detach his head and use it to track the monster. Then plays Bucket for a bit, you get the picture. All 4 hunters have to work together to win. This is a game heavily reliant on communication and teamwork. If you get a good team and manage to succeed, it's a very fulfilling accomplishment. But if you get paired with a bad team...
You're pretty much a shit medic, I'm just saying.
You should probably just, go on and install.
Cypher, just fucking leave. You're terrible.
Why the fuck did you...
To be fair, none of you are doing very well. Poor guy. I was the monster and I was making sure to focus him down first every time so he couldn't heal his team. Their entire team wasn't very good, and having watched every single one of Ghost Robo's Evolve videos, I knew exactly what I was doing, and I already considered myself to be pretty good at the game. As such, they got destroyed, and these jackasses were placing all the blame on their medic. These kind of morons are inescapable in any online community, so if possible, I would highly recommend playing this game with people you know. As for the game itself, it has a decent amount of stuff to offer in terms of gameplay, with 12 different maps and 5 different game modes, all of which can be experienced in either multiplayer or single player. And while the AI is a bit odd in some situations, for the most part they are very competent. If you have a poor internet connection or just want to play alone, you'll still have a good time. The first game mode, Hunt, is the main attraction of Evolve. The monster sneaks around, eats food, and gets strong. Hunters try to kill it. It's a constant game of cat and mouse, except the mouse can eventually eat the cat. Some shooter fans may not like it due to the action constantly being broken up by running around the map, but I personally enjoy the pursuit. It always has you on edge, which explodes into a full-on adrenaline rush whenever a fight breaks out. The second game mode is called Nest. There are 6 monster eggs scattered around the map that the hunters must destroy before a time limit is reached. 1 egg can be hatched in order to give the monster a minion. This mode is a nice change of pace, but ultimately I prefer hunt mode. The third game mode is called Rescue, in which the hunters have to rescue injured colonists scattered around the map before the monster can kill them. Again, nice change of pace, but I still prefer hunt mode. The fourth game mode is called Defend, which has its own special set of maps, and is probably the one that the die-hard shooter fans will enjoy the most. The hunters have to defend a generator, powering an escape shuttle from the monster, which starts out fully leveled, with waves of constantly respawning minions. The action is constant, it's a very fun mode to play, but yet again, I still prefer the hunt the most. The fifth and final game mode, tying the previous 4 modes together, is Evacuation, and is the closest thing Valve has to a story mode. You play through 5 sets of games, starting with a hunt and ending with a defend. The hunters are trying to get the colonists off world, while the monsters are trying to eat them. Depending on who wins each fight, a certain effect will take place in the next mission, and the losing side will be buffed. For example, if the monster wins the first fight, poisonous clouds might spread across the map that deal damage to the hunters, and only the hunters. But say the hunters win that battle, in which case energy shields might be raised along the next map, limiting the monster's movements. It's a different experience every time you play, and it's quite enjoyable, and it's the best way to get XP. Speaking of XP, Valve uses several progression systems to give you rewards. Playing as individual hunters or monsters allows you to make their respective abilities stronger, unlock the next monster or hunter, or even give you an elite skin if you play long enough. In addition to that, you gain experience from pretty much everything you do, which will unlock perks as you level up. Perks can be things like slightly higher damage output, faster movement speed, faster ability cooldowns, etc. This makes it so that the players who have played longer have a slight advantage, but the game is pretty good about matching people with similar levels, so this isn't that big of a deal. You can also unlock backgrounds and pictures for your own personal banner, which some people may not care about, but I personally love. I've made the game sound pretty good so far, haven't I? And it is true, it is a very, very fun game that I feel like I might be playing a lot in the future. But there is one damning aspect to this game that people, including myself, will despise. But before I go into that, as I will be ranting about it for a while, I'm going to list and show off several specific things that I really love and really hate about this game. Wraith's eating animation is awesome. It looks like she's draining the life out of her prey. The Hank plus Lazarus combo is annoying. If you try to kill Lazarus, Hank shields him, and if you try to kill Hank, Lazarus just revives him instantly. So you're helplessly struggling to kill either one of them, while the Trapper and Assault annihilate your health and laugh at your misfortune. Winning in general is very satisfying in this game. Carnivorous plants suck. Oh! Help! Running into giant hostile wildlife as the hunter sucks. Killing the giant hostile wildlife as the monster is pretty awesome. Because he can fly, and they cannot. What happened to you? Running into nice people online is a nice way to boost your faith in humanity. I think I can hear Goliath. I can definitely hear Goliath! Running into mean people is a good way to destroy that newly found faith.
You're pretty much a shit medic, I'm just saying.
You should probably just, go on and install.
Bucket is my favorite hunter due to how fun he is to play as, and the fact that he has the best personality.
I came to kick ass and perform routine maintenance duties.
What?
And I'm all out of duties.
Bucket, you are awesome! The personality of the hunters in general is very entertaining. I love the banter between them. I love how they have you pick the role that you want to play as. You simply tell the game what you want to play as, from your least to most favorite, and chances are you'll always end up playing as one of your top 3. I was able to land an orbital barrage on an evolving wraith and killed her before she could move, and that was epic! Landing a successful Trapper Dome is very satisfying, but getting caught in one sucks. Destroying the power core is a lame way to win, I hate having to do it, and I hate it when people do it. Winning 5 games in a row as the monster versus human players is one of the most satisfying experiences I've ever had with a video game. Monster wins! And I absolutely hate the goddamn microtransactions for this game! This game has become infamous for just how much DLC it has, and rightfully so. The first look we had of the game is what we would get for pre-ordering it. No, really, I'm dead serious. Before a trailer, before we had screenshots, before we even knew how the game would work, we found that we could get a new skin and a new monster free by pre-ordering. Just... really? This raised some serious eyebrows in the gaming community, but the problems didn't truly start until it was announced that the game was going to be designed to support DLC. Now, I don't have a problem with DLC, It adds more content and extends the lifespan of a game. I'm okay with that. People will bitch about how the content should have been in the game in the first place, but those people are naive and don't understand how game development works. What I'm not okay with are microtransactions and overpriced DLC, and this game has plenty of both. Right off the bat, we have the option to buy a bunch of skins that, in total, are more expensive than the entire game. This is on-disc, locked content, already ready, but you have to pay money for it if you want to use it. That is apparently worth more than everything else this game can offer combined. They aren't even very complex, just slightly different colors of the monsters that I could probably make in my spare time, and yet somehow they are worth more than everything else in this case. In conjunction with that, we have the option to pre-order future DLC. Pre-order DLC. Not only are you asked to spend $60 on the game, and another $65 on pointless skins, but they give you the option to spend more money on something you can't even use immediately. Not only that, they have the audacity to claim that this is a good deal. On the back of the game manual, yes, this is on the back of the game manual, there's an ad for this DLC, claiming that it's an over $30 value for only $25. Guess what the DLC contains? 3 monster skins, and 4 new playable hunters. That's it. That's apparently worth half of what this game initially cost. A new monster is going to be released soon. You get it for free if you pre-order the game. You want to know how much the monster costs otherwise? $15. $15 for 1 monster. The game already has 12 hunters, 3 monsters, 5 game modes, 12 maps, and awesome gameplay. Yet 4 hunters and 1 more monster are worth more than half of that? I would love to hear the logic behind that. I get the feeling that Evolve will go down as a tragic failure if the reception is anything to go by. People are pissed about these exuberant prices, and they should be. But they are completely ignoring everything else the game has to offer because of this. It's a really, really fun game, but it's overshadowed by the terrible business practices it represents. I can't help but wonder how things might have been if they hadn't done this. Imagine if we hadn't had to worry about pre-orders or microtransactions, and that the DLC was cheaper. Imagine if the first thing we saw about the game was that epic Ready or Not trailer, instead of a pre-order bonus. People would be singing a completely different tune about the game. It would probably receive near universal praise, yet the content would be exactly the same. So, in conclusion, while I do find this game to be very fun, I would really hesitate to recommend for people to buy it. At least, not as of right now. Wait for the price to drop. They need to cut the DLC prices in half, at minimum, for it to be a good value. Although if you really are interested in the game, but outraged by the DLC prices, please don't boycott it. It sounds like a really good idea on paper, but it doesn't work as well as you think. If you boycott the game, the only people who buy the game are going to be the people that aren't outraged by the prices, who might buy said DLC. That means the people who are in charge of these prices, who, by the way, are different people than the ones who are making and designing everything in the game, they will see the statistics, see that a larger percentage of people bought the DLC, and will continue supporting these rotten practices. Percentages are what matter for this business model, not numbers. So, I guess my final verdict would be, if you think this game might be fun, buy the game, support these guys, but don't buy anything else from them. Do not support these guys. Thanks for watching my first ever review type thingy. If you liked it, please help me out and like, comment, favorite, share, subscribe, tweet about it, I don't know. It's super easy and it really helps me out. If you didn't like it, that's okay. I don't hate you. Much. Please hit the dislike button, leave a hateful remark in the comments below, and subscribe to hate on my future videos as well. I really enjoyed making this video. I hope you guys liked watching it. If you guys have any suggestions on what game I should make one of these on next, let me know in the comments below. While you may not like playing Evolve, I personally find it to be fun not only to play, but also to watch. And I've had some really awesome games. If you want to see more of me playing this game, let me know. I might make a few episodes of Let's Play type videos about it. If you have this game on PC, let me know. I'd love to play with you guys. I've got plenty of stuff coming in the future. Our top 10 will be released very soon. My Pokemon Emerald Nuzlocke is going surprisingly well for a channel this small, and several other projects as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you are enjoying life, and I'll see you in my next video. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom.